Have you ever stopped and wondered about the real power behind a prayer that millions, and I mean millions, of people chant every single day? Well, today we're diving into one of the most beloved hymns in Hinduism, the Hanuman Chalisa. Our goal here is to really get under the hood and explore the meaning, the power, and the incredible wisdom packed into these 40 verses. So let's get right into it.
You know, what's amazing is that the hymn doesn't kick off with some big, loud declaration. Instead, it starts with this really humble request. This opening line is basically a prayer asking the guru to cleanse the mirror of the mind. Think about that. The idea is that before you can even begin to understand greatness, you first have to clear your own vision. It's such a beautiful, profound way to start the journey.
And that brings us to our first big idea. See, the Hanuman Chalisa is so much more than just a story. It's meant to be a kind of spiritual tool. The very first verses ask for Bal, Buddhi, and Vidya. And what are those? They're strength, intelligence, and wisdom. It's basically an invocation for the exact things we all need to navigate the ups and downs of life.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, the Hanuman Chalisa is a 40-verse hymn. It was written way back in the 16th century by a poet saint named Tulsidas. And it's all about Hanuman, who is without a doubt one of the most cherished figures in all of Hinduism. Okay, so now that we've got the backstory, the Chalisa just jumps right in, painting this incredibly vivid picture of its hero. Because really, to get why Hanuman does what he does, you first have to understand who he is. And the hymn starts by introducing us to his unbelievable physical and mental powers. What's so cool here is how fast it lays out his key qualities. He's got this immense, immeasurable strength, a golden-hued body, and he's a peerless warrior. But, and this is a big but, his power isn't just physical. The hymn calls him a literal ocean of wisdom and virtue. He's the whole package. You've got the brains, the brawn, and a truly good heart. And the hymn doesn't just tell you he's powerful, it shows you. This one line describes that epic moment when he morphs into this massive, terrifying form and sets the entire city of Lanka on fire. It's just a brilliant, lightning-fast snapshot of his ability to unleash incredible, focused power when the situation calls for it. And just to give you a sense of scale for his might, there's a verse that talks about how, when he was just a kid, he mistook the sun for a piece of fruit and leaped up into the sky to grab it. The distance mentioned in the text, it works out to be almost 100,000 miles. It's this beautiful, poetic way of saying his power is something that's way, way beyond what we can normally comprehend.
But here's the million-dollar question. Where does all this unbelievable power come from? The Chalisa is crystal clear on this. Hanuman's strength isn't for his own ego or his own glory. Nope. It all stems from his absolute, unwavering devotion to Lord Rama, his wife Sita, and his brother Lakhan.
The absolute key to understanding him is right here, in this line. It says he is forever eager to perform the deeds of Lord Rama. This is his North Star. This is what drives him. Every single incredible feat, every wise decision is an act of service. His devotion is what truly defines him. And you can see this so perfectly in his ability to change his form. When he meets Sita, who's being held captive, he makes himself tiny, almost invisible, so he doesn't startle her. Total gentleness. But when he's up against demons, he becomes absolutely gigantic and fearsome. His shape always serves the mission, never his ego. It's incredible. So what do you get for that kind of pure, selfless devotion? Well, this verse says he literally resides within the hearts of Ram, Lakhan, and Sita. Just think about that. It's the ultimate reward, right? It's a statement of complete love and acceptance. He's so beloved by the ones he serves that he actually becomes a part of them. Okay, so this brings us to how people use the Chalisa in their everyday lives. Because beyond just admiring Hanuman's amazing qualities, people turn to this hymn when they're in trouble. The Chalisa frames Hanuman as the ultimate protector, a guardian you can call on when you're afraid. And that really is the central question for so many people who chant it, right? What is it about these specific verses that makes them feel like such a powerful shield against all the challenges life throws at us?
Well, the hymn gives some very direct answers. It says flat out that evil spirits won't even come near a person who chants Hanuman's name. It makes a promise to destroy disease and take away pain. It explicitly says that Hanuman frees his devotees from any crisis and helps make their good wishes come true. These are some big promises.
But hold on, because the promises actually go even deeper than just physical protection. Chanting the Chalisa with real devotion is said to open you up to some pretty profound spiritual gifts, gifts that can lead you all the way to ultimate liberation.
Now, this is a really fascinating concept. The hymn claims that Hanuman can grant the 8 siddhis, which are like supernatural powers, and the 9 nidhis, or divine treasures. We're talking about profound spiritual abilities, like being able to become infinitely small or infinitely large, that he can bestow on a truly worthy devotee.
So the Chalisa basically lays out a clear spiritual roadmap. It goes like this. Step 1, devotion to Hanuman helps you find Lord Ram. Step 2, finding Ram frees you from the accumulated sorrow of countless lifetimes. And finally, step 3, at the end of your life, your soul gets to enter the divine realm, breaking that cycle of rebirth. It's a complete path from devotion all the way to salvation.
So as we start to wrap things up here, what's the core message? What's the big idea in this hymn that has connected with so many people for over 400 years?
I think this verse just captures it perfectly. It says that Hanuman's glory is famous across all 4 cosmic ages, the yugas, and that his light, his radiance, brightens the entire world. This really speaks to the timeless, universal nature of the virtues he stands for.
So if you boil it all down, what are the big takeaways? I think it's this. The Hanuman Chalisa teaches us that real, true strength comes from selfless service, not from ego. It shows us that pure devotion is a force powerful enough to overcome absolutely any obstacle. It offers faith as a kind of shield against fear. And it reminds us that virtues like wisdom, courage, and humility, well, they never go out of style.
And that really leaves us with one final thought to ponder. In our busy modern world, what can this ancient story, a story about a hero whose greatest power was his devotion, teach us about finding our own inner strength? It's definitely a question worth thinking about. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.